Hi, so I'm going to tell you about the gastrointestinal tract of a chicken. These are the organs in the gastrointestinal tract. It all starts here in the beak or the mouth of the chicken, and then the food particle moves along the esophagus and it is stored temporarily in the crop. And then it moves into the proventriculus or the true stomach where the digestion primarily begins. And then it moves to the gizzard, and then the digested food move along the small intestine for nutrient absorption. And then it moves into the cecal where bacterial action in the cecal helps break down undigested food. And in the large intestine or in the colon is where the final reabsorption of nutrients and water, and it ended in the cloaca. Rate of passage for chicken varies. For growing chicken, it only takes 3 hours and 52 minutes. In laying hens, it takes 3 hours and 46 minutes. Adult hen not in laying condition, 8 hours. And broody hen, 11 hours and 44 minutes.
This is the beak, which is the mouth of chicken. As we all know, chicken has no teeth, therefore they cannot chew food. Their mouth contains saliva that wets the food. Salivary amylase is secreted to break down complex carbohydrates. Esophagus and chicken croak. Esophagus roll transport food from the mouth to the stomach. It's flexible and it secretes mucus that lubricate the esophagus, while croak is a temporary storage pouch that stores swallow feed and water. Little digestion takes place here. When the throat is empty, it sends hunger signal to the brain. Proventricular and ventriculus. Proventricular is a glandular stomach or throat stomach of chicken. Digestion primarily begins here. In here, food has not yet been ground. HCl is the lower the pH system and the food mixture. It involves enzyme pepsin in the breakdown of protein, while ventriculus is a mechanical stomach or called as gizzard. It's made up of two sets of muscles that act as teeth. Its functions are grinding, mixing, and mashing. It's also mainly the continuation of the breakdown of proteins.
Small intestine, made up of duodenum and lower small intestine, and the lower small intestine consists of jejunum and ileum. Duodenum receives digestive enzyme and bicarbonate from pancreas and bile from liver. Digestive enzyme from pancreas primarily for protein digestion, and bile is important in digestion of lipid and absorption of fat-soluble vitamin A, D, E, K. Ceca. Ceca is absorption of the remaining digestive material, and fermentation of remaining costs produce several fatty acids and 8B vitamins: thiamine, niacin, biotin, folic acid, riboflavin, vitamin B12, pyridoxine, and pantothenic acid. And lastly, large intestine and cloaca. Large intestine, also named colon, shorter than small intestine, and last of the water reabsorption occur. And for cloaca, digestive waste also mix with waste from urinary system, because chicken do not urinate, and the color and texture of chicken fecal material can indicate the health status of the chicken digestive tract. And reproductive tract also exists through this area. By when a hen lays an egg, the vagina folds over to allow the egg to live through the cloaca opening without coming into contact with feces or urine.
The intestinal microflora. Both small and large intestines are populated with beneficial organisms that aid the digestion. If the chick is raised by the mother hen, it gets beneficial microflora organisms by consuming the mother's fecal material. If the chick is in artificial incubation, it is provided with probiotic that contains beneficial organisms to inhabit in the chick's intestines. They need microflora organisms to fight against infection by pathogenic bacteria such as Salmonella. Intestinal disease occurs in chicken When the balance of normal microflora is upset, that is, the normal microflora is overrun by too many foreign organisms, the result is enteritis or inflammation of the intestines. The symptoms include diarrhea, increased thirst, dehydration, loss of appetite, weakness, and weight loss or slow growth. Severe damage to the intestinal tract typically is called necrotic enteritis.
The diagram shows that the chemical digestion of carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acid, and fat in esophagus, stomach, and small intestine. Further description of each mechanism is accompanied by the end product and the absorption that occurs after digestion.